The crystal glasses clinked at our family's monthly financial dinner, Dad's favorite tradition where he celebrated his banking empire's latest acquisitions. The private dining room at the Metropolitan Club screamed old money, old power, and old thinking. Another merger completed, Dad announced proudly. Anderson Banking Group now controls 20% of East Coast financial operations. I sat quietly, picking at my $200 meal while checking notifications on my encrypted phone. My sister Victoria adjusted her Cartier watch, Dad's gift for her recent promotion to vice president at his bank. Speaking of success, Mom smiled at Victoria. Show everyone your new car. Victoria pulled up photos of her third Ferrari on her phone. The waiting list was 6 months, but Daddy's name opened doors. That's how real banking works, Dad nodded approvingly. Connections, tradition, physical assets. I suppressed a smile as my phone silently displayed algorithm updates. 3 years of coding, building the most sophisticated financial AI ever created, and they still thought I was a failed day trader working from my apartment. What about you, Emma? Victoria turned to me, smile sharp as a razor. Still taking the bus? Can't even afford a car, Mom sighed. Emma, when will you accept your father's offer? A real position at the bank. I checked another notification. Quantum financial algorithm. Global integration complete. Awaiting final authorization. I prefer public transportation, I said mildly. It's environmentally conscious. Dad set down his wine glass. Enough excuses. This hobby of yours playing with computer programs. It's embarrassing. You have a Harvard business degree, yet you waste time with coding. Someone has to innovate, I replied, watching my algorithm's completion percentage tick upward. Innovate? Victoria laughed. Your little trading program can barely compete with real banks. If they only knew that my little program had already invisibly integrated with every major financial institution worldwide. That it could process 1 billion transactions per second. That it had learned to predict and control global market movements with 99.9% accuracy. The future of banking is digital. I tried one last time, though I knew they wouldn't listen. Banking is about trust, tradition, physical presence, Dad lectured. Not some computer algorithm. People want to see their money in real banks, not floating in digital space. My phone buzzed. System ready for activation. Global financial control achievable in 3 minutes. Real banks, I mused, like Anderson Banking Group? Exactly, Dad beamed at Victoria. Your sister understands. She'll inherit a banking empire built on solid ground, while you play with your computer. Victoria smirked, pulling up her bank account on her phone. Speaking of solid ground, my bonus this quarter could buy your entire trading setup. Interesting timing, I said softly, watching the final pieces of my algorithm fall into place. Speaking of quarterly numbers. Emma, Mom interrupted, we're worried about you. Living in that small apartment, no car, no real career. I glanced at my simple clothes, deliberately chosen to maintain their underestimation. The watch they thought was a cheap knockoff could buy Victoria's Ferrari collection. Your sister started as a teller, Dad continued, learned the business properly. Now she's vice president and soon. He smiled proudly at Victoria. She'll run the entire East Coast operation. My phone lit up with the final confirmation. Quantum algorithm activated. Global financial system integration complete. About that East Coast operation, I began, but Victoria was already showing off more car photos. Maybe you could get a job as a bank teller, she suggested with fake sympathy. I could put in a word. That's thoughtful, I replied, pressing execute on my phone. But I have other plans. Dad frowned at my tone. What do you mean? I smiled as the restaurant's TVs suddenly activated. My algorithm's first public move. Breaking news banners flashed across every screen. What's happening? Mom asked as other diners began checking their phones in panic. A new era of banking, I said quietly, watching the headlines appear. Revolutionary AI algorithm integrates global financial systems. Quantum financial network takes control of digital banking. Mysterious tech genius reshapes world finance. Dad's phone started ringing. Probably his board of directors. Victoria's face went pale as she tried to access her bank account. What is this? She whispered, staring at her phone's screen. The future of banking, I replied, standing up. And Dad? About that solid ground you built your empire on. The screens showed real-time data as my algorithm took control of global financial systems. Anderson Banking Group's stock price began to fluctuate wildly. This is impossible, Dad fumbled with his phone. The entire banking system now operates through my algorithm, I finished. Every transaction, every transfer, every digital penny flows through my code. Mom's hand trembled as she reached for her wine. Emma, what have you done? I checked my watch, the expensive one they never noticed. Created what you called impossible. A system that makes traditional banking obsolete. As financial alerts flooded their phones, I gathered my things. Oh, and Victoria. About that quarterly bonus. She looked up, face ashen. You might want to check your account tomorrow. My algorithm has some interesting plans for Anderson Banking Group's assets. The real show was about to begin. The next morning, I sat in my real office. The top floor of a quantum computing facility that made Anderson Banking Group's headquarters look like a corner store. Multiple screens displayed the global financial chaos my algorithm had orchestrated overnight. Miss Chin, my assistant Marcus, appeared. Your family is in the lobby. They're quite insistent about seeing you. Are they? I smiled, watching Anderson Banking Group's stock price continue its controlled descent. Let them wait 47 minutes. My algorithm needs that exact time to complete its next phase. When they finally entered, their transformation was shocking. Dad's bespoke suit was wrinkled from a sleepless night. Victoria's designer confidence had crumbled. Mom's social polish had cracked completely. Emma, Dad started, his banking authority shattered. What have you done to our accounts? One moment. I held up a finger as holographic displays activated around the room. Global financial data floated in the air. Every bank, every transaction, every digital asset now flowing through my quantum network. This is impossible, Victoria whispered, watching her billions in banking assets fluctuate under my algorithm's control. Impossible. I brought up footage from last night's dinner. Like my little trading program that couldn't compete with real banks? The screens showed real-time data. My algorithm now controlled 78% of global financial transactions, growing by the second. Your coding hobby, Mom said slowly, recognition dawning. All those years we thought you were just playing with computers? I completed, displaying my company's true structure. While you were mocking my bus rides, I built the most sophisticated financial technology in history. Dad stepped forward, desperation evident. The banking system can't just be controlled by an algorithm. Actually, I pressed a button showing global banking integration statistics. It already is. Every major bank now processes through my quantum network, including Anderson Banking Group. Victoria grabbed her phone, frantically trying to access her accounts. My assets, they're all under new management, I confirmed. Along with every digital transaction worldwide. The screens shifted to breaking news headlines. Quantum financial algorithm revolutionizes global banking. Tech genius Emma Chin controls world financial markets. Traditional banking giants bow to new digital power. But our bank, Dad's voice cracked. Our family legacy is now a subsidiary of my quantum network. I displayed the new organizational structure. Your solid ground just went digital. My phone buzzed continuously with calls from world financial leaders, central banks, and government regulators, all desperate to understand how a supposed failed day trader had seized control of global finance. You can't do this, Victoria tried, her old commanding tone. The regulatory systems run on my algorithm now, I cut her off. Every clearinghouse, every exchange, every financial regulation is processed through my quantum network. I brought up their personal accounts on the main screen. Interesting how quickly fortunes can change. Your Ferrari collection might need downsizing, Victoria. We're your family, Mom pleaded. Surely we can. Family? I questioned, displaying years of their recorded mockery. Like when you called my work worthless. When you offered me a teller position as charity. The screens showed my company's true value, more than every traditional bank combined. While you were building your empire on handshakes and country club connections, I continued, I was creating the future of finance. Every digital penny, every electronic transfer, every online transaction now flows through my system. Dad made one last attempt. The board of directors won't stand for your board. I laughed softly, bringing up their morning messages. They've spent all night begging to meet with me. Apparently, controlling global finance makes one quite popular. I pressed another button, displaying their new reality. Anderson Banking Group now exists at my algorithm's pleasure. Your assets, your transactions, your very financial existence depends on my code. What do you want? Victoria whispered, her arrogance finally shattered. Want? I stood, walking to the window overlooking my quantum computing center. I want you to understand what real banking power looks like in the digital age. Your East Coast empire? I control more money in 1 millisecond than your bank has processed in its entire history. The screens showed another wave of my algorithm's integration, absorbing more traditional banking functions into my quantum network. You have two choices, I stated, turning back to them. Retire quietly, keeping whatever assets my algorithm allows. Or, Dad asked weakly. Learn digital banking from the ground up. Start in my company's training program. Prove you can adapt to the future you mocked. Their faces showed the weight of their new reality. Their banking empire now just another set of numbers in my quantum network. The bus rides were educational, I added, watching global markets bend to my algorithm's will. They taught me that true power isn't about corner offices or Ferrari collections. It's about controlling the invisible rivers of digital finance. As security prepared to escort them out, I called after them. Oh, and Victoria? About not being able to afford a car. She turned back, face ashen. I own the company that makes your Ferrari now too. Amazing what a good algorithm can acquire. The future of banking had arrived. And they never saw it coming. 1 month after the algorithm's activation, I sat in my quantum control center, watching digital rivers of global finance flow through my network. The screens showed a transformed financial world. Traditional banks now mere interfaces for my quantum system. Ms. Chin, Marcus entered. Your family has completed their first month of digital training. Their evaluation meeting is scheduled. I nodded, checking my algorithm's latest achievements. Bring them in. Let's see if they've learned to respect the power of code. They entered differently now. Their designer brands replaced by standard business attire, their banking arrogance transformed into digital humility. Please sit. I gestured to the quantum data displays surrounding us. Let's review your progress in understanding modern finance. Dad spoke first, his voice lacking its former authority. The quantum network. It's incredible. The processing speed. 1 trillion transactions per second, I completed, bringing up their training scores. Though your adaptation to digital systems has been challenging. Victoria shifted uncomfortably. The coding requirements are more complex than traditional banking. Obviously, I displayed their test results. Which is why you're still at entry level, despite your previous banking experience. The screens showed my algorithm's global impact. Traditional banks transforming into quantum nodes, physical money becoming obsolete, financial power shifting to digital control. Your network, Mom said quietly, it's changed everything we thought we knew about banking. Now you notice? I raised an eyebrow. Not when I was wasting time coding. Not when you mocked my hobby? I brought up footage from their years of dismissal alongside current headlines. Quantum algorithm processes global GDP in seconds. Emma Chin, the woman who digitized world finance. Traditional banking dinosaurs extinct in quantum age. We were wrong, Victoria whispered. So catastrophically wrong. Yes, I agreed, standing to survey my digital empire. But being wrong has given you an opportunity to learn what real financial power looks like. What do you mean? Dad asked, his banking confidence shattered. I turned back, activating new holographic displays. Your monthly evaluation offers 2 paths forward. They leaned forward, desperation evident. Option 1. Continue your digital training. In 2 years, you might qualify for mid-level positions in my quantum network. 2 years. Victoria looked stricken. The same time I spent building this system while you laughed at my bus rides, I reminded her. Option 2. Transfer to our historical banking museum. You can explain to visitors how dinosaurs like Anderson Banking Group became extinct. The screens showed my newest innovations. Quantum cryptocurrency integration, digital asset evolution, instantaneous global transactions. Your choice, I continued, will demonstrate what you've actually learned this month. About finance, about technology, and about judging innovation. They exchanged glances, their banking dynasty crumbling under the weight of digital revolution. We'll continue the training, Dad said finally. If you'll teach us. Interesting, I mused, bringing up their recent performance data. A month ago, you wouldn't have considered coding a legitimate banking skill. We were blind, Victoria admitted. Trapped in an outdated version of finance. I nodded, pressing a button. The wall opened to reveal my quantum core, the heart of global financial power. This is where real banking happens now, I told them. Not in marble offices or country clubs, but in quantum space where algorithms control the flow of world finance. It's beautiful, Mom whispered, finally understanding. Yes, I agreed, handing them new security badges, basic clearance, their names under digital trainee. Welcome to actual banking. But your global control. Victoria gestured to the screens showing my financial dominion. Runs itself, I smiled. Because unlike some, I believe in letting algorithms make decisions, not egos or family names. As they prepared to leave for their coding lessons, I called after them. Oh, and Dad. He turned back, still adjusting to his new reality. About banking needing solid ground? I gestured to the quantum data streams flowing through my empire. Welcome to banking in the clouds. Later that evening, I stood in my original coding room, now preserved as a reminder of where this revolution began. My phone buzzed with updates. Asterisk algorithm processing speed increased 300%. Asterisk traditional banking systems fully integrated. Asterisk global financial markets completely digitized. Asterisk physical bank branches becoming obsolete. But the most significant message was from Dad. The code is different from here. Thank you for showing us what real financial power looks like. I smiled, remembering all the nights I spent here, building an algorithm while they thought I was failing at day trading. Now they understood. Sometimes the greatest financial power doesn't sit in a corner office or drive a Ferrari.